Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So we're going to ramp up the spookiness with the first of my actual Halloween decorations. This one's going to be using Lawn Fawn, so let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so this is going to be one of my super over the top crazy ones, so if you don't like those ones, I would highly suggest plodding along, either that or fast forward to the end. So this is going to be my first of, it's now going to be 3 Halloween weeks, 2 are blackout ones. Not, I'm aware that I'm only halfway through October, but I'm so excited to do it. So this one's going to be my Lawn Fawn one. So I'm going to start off with some ink blending, and then I'm going to bring in some images, and I'm going to colour them in, and then we'll finish putting it all together. So the first thing I need to do here is, because I'm going to ink blend, I just need to take off all of my little bits. So all of those are going to come off. I think I'm going to take off my dates and my sticker, but I think I will put them back in exactly the same spot with the exact same stickers. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that with some undo, and I'll be right back. Alright, while that sort of corner dries there, I think I'll just have a look at the other side. So what I want to do is I want to bring in a stencil. So this is the Lawn Fawn Birch Trees stencil, and it's got a little bit of pixie spray on the back. I've already used this once, so it's only got like the last of the tack, and then all I've been doing is, once I'm finished with it, just putting it into some warm water, and that seems to get most of the tackiness off. And sort of what I'm thinking here is I'm going to have it, I've pre-cut myself some sort of spooky hills, and I sort of was thinking I'd put the forest behind the hills, so I sort of have to make this line up so that the forest is hidden. I may have to cut another one that's a little bit higher. So what I'll do is I'm going to put the forest sort of where I think the forest should be. I'm going to start it so the top of the trees are going to fall in just underneath my top line. And then just stick that down. So I'm just pressing, like I said, it's just the leftover undo. And then I'm bringing in my Unicorn White Pigment ink from Hero Arts. I do have a little bit on this blending brush already. Now the thing that I have to remember with pigment ink is that it feels a lot harder to, like it's more difficult to blend. You are never going to get perfect coverage here. It's always going to be a little bit something. Part of me is just going, no, I need something. I need something else. The part of me that's scared is that I sort of thought I'd do trees and then do a bit of a sort of night sky behind the trees, but it's not going to work as much as I thought it would. I'm going with it. I'm just doing it, and we'll just see what happens. So I want this to look ethereal and spooky, and that's sort of my thought. Oh, so I'm just blending this on. It doesn't have to be a perfect blend. It doesn't have to look perfect. It's just getting that spooky kind of look for my trees. So I'm just going to work up these, and then we'll come back and have a look at the left side of the page, and then I'll go ahead and do the right side. So I just put a bit of tape on the top just to protect the top bit. I still have to work out how I'm going to fix that. I might put like a cloud or something at the top to sort of make it look what I want to do. So that's what it's going to look like with the trees. Oh, that looks better than I thought it would. And then I'm going to bring in, I'm actually going to do this, and it may not work. I just need to come down a little bit further with a couple of them. And it's mainly, I just can't lose the whole of Thursday. That's sort of more what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to move these down and just line them up with the trees. It doesn't have to be 100%. I feel like some of them I can get this to be pretty close. Some of the others are sort of trees that are getting thinner or wider when you get sort of down here. I think that's close, reasonably close. You won't notice it once I get going with this, so I don't think it has to be perfect, but you just need it to sort of come down a little bit further. I'll know pretty quickly in a minute if I've done something wrong. We'll find out. And I'm just going with what's left on the brush because I really don't need this to be fabulous down here. Yeah, that's fine. Kind of looks like they're floating a little bit, but that's alright. I'm just thinking if I came, that actually almost looks, it's just these couple that are worrying me. Can I go that way? Yeah, it doesn't look as good. Okay, so I'm going to run with that, and I'll cover some of this up anyway, so you won't, you'll still notice it, but it won't be as bad. It's not as bad as I think it is. I feel like that's not straight. Might not be. Oh, of course it's not. Of course it's not. Because I cut that with scissors. Where's my trimmer? When I cut that, I just cut that with scissors, so of course it's not straight. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I might start lower and then come up for two reasons. Number one, this fence is a little bit shorter. So I kind of need the trees to start lower. So I'm going to come up right from the bottom. No, I'm not. Because the bottom can sort of be something else. I feel like no matter what I do here, I'm going to have to extend. So let's start as low as I want to go and build the tree up. But I won't go all the way up here. So it'll come up easier. It'll make sense when I've done it. That one definitely worked out a bit better. So I was a bit more careful when I was joining them up, which has made a bit of a difference. But I think either way is going to be fine. So then I'm going to stick the fences down the bottom. Just lining it up so that you can kind of get away with the fact that it's not quite all the way to the bottom. What I'm going to do, sort of thinking this when I was like, oh, how am I going to fix this and how am I going to make it different? I'm just going to grab just a little bit of washi tape and just put that here just to continue my line down. It's not going to be perfect and it's not going to be quite as detailed, but I feel like it's going to just continue it enough that it's just going to hide the fact that some of these aren't quite complete. But I'll only do it for the ones that needs to be done, so just this one's the last one. And the other thing I might just do, once I've checked that this is going to sit, there we go, so you've got your trees hiding down behind there. Anywhere where there's a really horrible kind of join of the trees, I'm just going to use that tape. Might grab a slightly longer bit that's a bit easier to pick up and move. Actually, I've got an even better idea. I'm going to grab some of that masking tape. I'm just going to just join these up a little bit. Because this is a little brush, I can control it reasonably well. I actually think the other ones are not so bad. But like this one, I can just join that in. It's just such a little thing. And it was fine the way it was. It would have been okay. But it just takes away some of the abruptness, if that's the right word. Again, a lot of that will be hidden, so you won't see it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to stick my little fences down. I'm just going to stick them down straight away. I might write some stuff in there, so I might be able to write like my mail list or something in the black, and then go ahead and cut off the excess. That'll work out what I'm going to do on the top, and then we'll get to colouring our critters. So I'm actually just going to leave the bit at the top just for now. I've gone ahead and cut and stamped out a couple of pages worth of images. So I've got 2 of them here, which I'm going to colour off screen and come back. But just so you know, I've got some from Costume Party, I've got some from Picket the Patch, Fantastic Friends, Simply Celebrate Fall, Happy Halloween, and Toucan Do It. The toucan seems an odd one. It's just for an extra branch that happens to sort of have a little bit more to it. And I may still need to get a few more branches, but I just stamped out what I thought I needed. So I'm going to go with a sort of traditional Halloween sort of theme. So I'm going to do purples, I'm going to do blue, purples, greens, oranges, of course, for all the pumpkins, and then greys for all of the bats. So I'm going to go ahead and colour these all in, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got all of my critters coloured in. I've got my ghosts, I've got my pumpkins. Oh, I missed a spot. I've just realised I've missed it. Let's go with this one. No, it's too dark. All with different coloured Copics. Nothing too fancy along the way. There's no real complicated blends or anything. They're all pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut all these out, and then we'll get to planning out the pages. Whew, that took a little while to cut all of those out, but I do have them all ready now, and I'm very excited. Okay, so I have some little trick-or-treaters. What is that? Oh, it's the pen thing. I've got some branches, and I might have to cut another couple of branches out, which is fine. But I thought I might be able to hide the top with some ghosts, so I might have to cut another run of ghosts as well and put ghosts at the top. I just think that looks really cool. Because I've then got the pumpkins at the bottom, so you kind of get this look going. I've also got, like, not hundreds, but I have a lot of pumpkins. Yeah, that way. And I can go that way. And I've got my little guy, but then I've also got these, obviously, things that hang. So the way this will kind of work is it'll pull in. I actually may have cut a couple of things too many, but that's okay. So you've got the bats that hang. You've got a bat that's going to fly. He can obviously fly across the middle. We've got our little witch on the side here. And I can fill this up with some more pumpkins. I deliberately didn't put any faces on any of the pumpkins, but I may come back and do that. So you've got that one. I did cut 4, so let's go the 4 little trick-or-treaters down here. I really love this cute little puppy from Happy Halloween. I just love the way that he kind of jumps out of the... I might actually cut that one in half and put him in the middle. And then we've got... I'm just laying it all out now so that I can work out where it all goes. And then we can kind of put it all together. So you've got another bat over here. I'm going to add in some orange by putting a couple of, like some orange at the top because I feel it's a bit imbalanced. Bringing in a couple of pumpkins on the branches. I've got another little spider here. I'm actually going to put the spider on top of a pumpkin. No, that one. Put the spider on top of that pumpkin. Got another squirrel. So I'm going to do another branch and then a ghost, another run of ghosts. So I can use half of this. So I only have to do one more run of the whole ghost. So I'm going to do one more big branch. I'm going to do another one of these ones, which I think, and I need to double check. This is where I'm glad I've got these. Another one of these ones. This is from Fantastic Friends. So I'm going to do another branch from Fantastic Friends and another run of ghosts. And then I think I'll be okay to put this all together. Alright, so I have all of my more ghosts and I have all of my bats. I'm going to cut up the middle of these pumpkins and we'll hide the sort of the gap there. I'm also going to trim off a set of these ghosts. That one's not so bad because you can't tell so much. I do love these Simply Celebrate ghosts because they're, well, Simply Celebrate in general. Because you can trim them apart. You can obviously keep them as the big strip and it's great to be able to cut them out that way. But you can keep them apart. You can cut them apart if you want to. So I've got 2 sets of 2. And then I've got my 2 sets of 4. And I deliberately did them so they're different. So I'm going to go ahead and put in all of my critters and all my bits and pieces. I'm going to stick it all down with glue tape. Obviously I don't need any dimension for a planner page. And then we will be back to put in my dates and any boxes and finish this one up. Oh, I love this so very much. So then all I need to do, I still need to put in some white details. And I still need to bring in a couple of faces for my jack-o'-lanterns. But I'm just going to put in all the dates again. And I think the fun of this one is that there's not a spot to put them directly. So I'm just going to move them around. Which seems odd, but I think it's actually really cool for something different. So we'll just put these all over the place. I think Thursday's the day that's the hardest, which is actually kind of annoying because Thursdays is always my busiest day, but just where it falls. So I can wear that and I can work out. I can put something over here actually. And you guys have heard me say this 100 times, but the best thing about my glue dots is that I can move things. So I'm just going to move my little monster man over just a little bit, and I'm very glad I did the monster and the witch because otherwise it would be very orange and that probably wouldn't be great. I'm also going to just put my October back up in this corner as a bit of a sneaky one. So then you've got Friday, Really like that really dark bat. I tried a couple of different colour combos, so I will list down below sort of which Copics I used for what. So I'll just do like pumpkins, bats, etc. The pumpkins are all exactly the same ones. There's no difference. So it makes it very simple. And then I'm just going to pop the little 9 weeks till Christmas over in the corner. It's not the focus of it, so I think you get away with it. Okay, so I want to put these jack-o'-lantern faces on, and then we just need to do our white highlights. So for the jack-o'-lanterns, I'm just going to grab Pick of the Patch. Probably has the most amount of faces. If I can find Pick of the Patch. There it is. I was going to say, but they're all too big, but no, I don't think they are. Okay, so I'm going to grab that one for that one. That one for that one. That one for that one. There we go. And the cool thing about these is that they don't need to be perfect because they're jack-o'-lanterns, so no perfection required. So I'm just using Versamark ink because it doesn't need to be Copic friendly now because we've already gone all the way over the top. So that makes a difference. Oh, I like that one. He's cute. Oh, I did have one with glasses. Isn't there one with glasses? Oh, yeah, no. I thought that would be cool, but I don't need to do that. No, there they are. I thought I'd lost them. They're so cute. Why do I hate Halloween? Not that I hate it, but why don't I love it? I should love it. Alright, and then we'll just add in some white highlights and then one more little thing after that. So very, very simple here. I just find where the light parts are and kind of add just some little lines around there. I am also grabbing my R20 marker. I'm just going to add just a little bit of pink into the bat's ears. I just think they're missing just a little something. They all got cheeks, so they've all got a little bit of pink on their cheeks, but it just needs a little bit in their ears. Alright, and then just to finish this off, I'm going to come in with a couple of little sort of bits. I don't have too much on, so I think I'm going to get away with this. So I've got to put in something big. Yes, I've got grey. Excellent. Something a bit bigger for Thursday because we've got swimming lessons and I'm having my hair done in the afternoon. So I'm just going to pop that in. I think I'm going to be able to get it, yes, underneath the fence, so I can put those things in there. We have physio on Wednesday, which I can put in there. Friday we have an appointment, which I'm going to put in this. It kind of looks like a cloud, so I think it'll work beautifully up there. And then I think that's all I need to have. I'm just going to put my little icons on. So we've got and then I will find, I have an icon somewhere. I can find it. I just not gonna. We've been here long enough to put in for my hair appointment as well. But there we go. That is my over the top Lawn Fawn Halloween week. I did end up still with one little item, and I just actually I was gonna say I can't find anywhere to put it, but there is just missing a teensy little bit of orange up here, so I'm gonna put that there. And now my squirrel has a little Halloween bucket to hold. Hold on, let's get it underneath him. There we go. And that actually evens it out. Now it's a little bit more orange. At the top there, I like the trees. I wish they were a little bit taller, but I definitely can't tell the bit on the bottom. I actually think that worked out really beautifully. I love the bats. I so need to make a card with the bats. I will soon. I wonder if I can do a Christmas bat. Go batty at Christmas. I don't know. I'll think about it. But let me know what you think down below. I still have 2 Halloween weeks to go. They will both be PA though, so they will be slightly different. But it's been nice to get out my Halloween sets from Lawn Fawn. I don't have that many. I know it looks like I do. I haven't meant to. I still have Perfectly Wicked, which is the cat one that I used last year. But I have added in Pick of the Patch. I added in not for the Halloween parts, but for the squirrels. And then the costume party was the same. I didn't add it for the fact that it was Halloween. I added it because it was kids dressed up. But I love the way they all join in together. So let me know what you think down below, or of course on my socials. Give this one a thumbs up if you'd enjoyed it. And don't forget to tune in next week and subscribe so you don't miss anything future from me. I hope you have an absolutely awesome week, and I will see you again in my next video. Sending lots of spooky huggles. Bye!